Hey guys, in this video we're going to have a look at how we would be able to calculate the amount of substance in moles. So there's a lot there in that single phrase, calculating the amount of substance in moles. And we're really only going to be scratching the surface of what it means to be talking about the amount of substance. This is in itself quite a difficult concept. But we're going to have a crack anyways, and I think it's important to give another definition for the mole. Now, this is not a contradicting definition to the mole as to what we've learned before. This is still true. So you would have learned before that a mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23 items. Okay. Alright, so now this here, while it's true, when we're dealing with chemical substances, it actually also therefore becomes an amount of substance. An amount of substance. So it's like the total amount of stuff that you have, okay? So you will hear the mole being pigeonholed as something like this all the time. The mole is an amount of substance. All right, and I think we should work with that. We will just run with this definition for the mole. All right, so the mole is an amount of substance. If a question is asking you to determine the amount of something, like amount of sodium that you have in moles, then you have to perform a very particular calculation, and the calculation makes use of this formula here. Okay. Now I'm hoping that you know what this is from a previous video. Hope you do. So just to recap, this here is molar mass. Okay, this here is molar mass. And molar mass, we know, is a unit in grams per mole. So grams per mole, or grams per mole written in two different ways. M here is mass, and mass, the unit for mass is grams, or G. Now the last thing is this here, N. So N here is number of moles. Number of moles, and a unit for number of moles is, we write it MOL, or that's pronounced moles. MOL is like, if you shorthand grams here to G, you shorthand moles to MOL. So this is a very important formula for being able to convert between mass and number of moles. Alright? So this here, what I've just explained, relates to the second learning objective, that is to unpack the different components of the formula that connects the amount of substance with mass. You can see here that the amount of substance, moles, is found in the equation, as is mass over here. And because they're both in the same equation, this therefore is a way in which we may convert between the two. So the only way you can work out any unknown, so to work out the number of moles, for example, is that you have the mass and the molar mass of whatever substance you're determining the number of moles for. You need 2 out of 3 of these terms here in order to work out the third. And all questions should give you enough information to be able to work out that third unknown. Okay. So a routine question relating to this formula. So Now we're moving on to the third learning objective, that is making use of this formula to calculate the amount of substance in moles of a variety of compounds, so of substances. So let's say a question is asking us to work out, determine the number of moles. So I'm going to write out this question. Determine the number of moles of sodium if we have 26 grams of sodium. And this is some question that is worth doing. Okay, so let's see what we've got. We know that we're working out the number of moles for a substance, and the substance is sodium. And we know that we have 26 grams of sodium, so let's highlight that. So if I was going to rewrite this here, I'll rewrite this here as grams of, sorry, not G, M. M here is mass, right? So we've identified mass to be just little m, brackets, sodium is 26 grams. So this is one of the things that we know. And I did say before that we need 2 out of 3 of the components of this equation in order to work out the third unknown. And if the unknown here is number of moles, then we need to have mass and molar mass. It appears like we don't have molar mass. Or do we? So we know that the substance that we're looking at is sodium, isn't it? Can we work out the molar mass of sodium? An element. Can we work this out? Go to the periodic table. We have this atomic mass, which actually tells us the molar mass. The molar mass is 22.990 grams per mole. Alright, so we have mass and we have molar mass, which now means that we can work out the number of moles of sodium. Number of moles of sodium is equal to the mass of sodium over the molar mass of sodium. We have both of these values. So we have this here. We also have this here. All right. And so if we plug those numbers in, 26 grams over 22.990 grams per mole. And if we do this calculation, I'm just going to quickly get my calculator. 26 divided by 22.990. That gives us 1.13 moles. So I won't put too many decimal places. Just went with 2 in this case. Now there's actually a very particular way of working out how many they call it significant figures we need to include. So there's actually a limit to the number of decimal places I'm supposed to be using, but that's outside the scope of this video. I'm just going to leave it at 1.13 moles. So we calculate the amount of sodium in moles. Okay, you worked out its amount of substance. So how about another question? Another question, which is determine the number of moles of water in 52 grams of water. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly whiz through the calculations, following a lot of the principles that have already been discussed in this video and previous videos. So we're going to be using this equation again. Do we have this? Do we have this? Well, the mass of water we know is 52 grams. The molar mass of water is going to be 2 times 1.008 plus 1 times 15.999. Okay. 3 times 1.008 plus 1 times 0.999, 18.015 grams per mole. So if we're going to plug in these values, it's going to be 52 grams divided by 18.015 grams per mole, which, when you plug that in the calculator, gives you 2.89 moles. And that there is the answer to this question here. Alright guys, so feel free to pause, rewind, watch again any part of this video, and make sure that if something is not clear, that you try to clarify it with a friend, and then formulate it into a question to ask me. Hope this video helped. Thanks for watching, guys.